If you've already seen Ridley Scott's movie Legend from 1985, you know that there's a ton to dissect in this movie because it's almost incoherent. But today I want to look at the characters Jack and the Lord of Darkness to question whether or not Tom Cruise was really the hero of this movie. Hey family members, welcome back to the Fangirl. I'm your hostess McGann, the Fangirl, and I have to say I've watched Legend 3 times now, and the movie just keeps getting more confusing with each viewing. Seriously, this movie just jumps around, explains next to nothing, and then it acts like it did something. Oh my gosh, this movie is like 3 of my ex-boyfriends. I know for most of you this film is probably fuzzy in your memories, so let me recap this mess the best I can. The movie Legend is like someone said, "Hey, the never-ending story made too much sense," and then Ridley Scott responded with, "Hold my beer." Basically, the movie starts off all Star Wars style, where it's explained to us that the Lord of Darkness used to control everything until lightness came. Then that lightness, which comes out of the souls of unicorns for reasons, ends up banishing the Lord of Darkness so that he cannot set foot on Earth again. Then there's this human girl, Lily, who may or may not be a princess, and she's all into this pantless guy who lives in the forest named Jack. Now, Jack is this full-time forest hermit who is so pure of heart he won't even kiss Lily because he's a tease like that. But because Jack is a prude, he knows where the unicorns show up for reasons again. And Jack wants to show the unicorns to Lily, so he blindfolds her because that's not creepy at all. And then Lily decides, hey, I'ma touch one. She does, and the unicorn seems to consent to said touching. Then one of the Lord of Darkness's minions shoots the unicorn with a poison arrow and chops off his horn, and then perpetuates an eternal winter / maybe time freezing too. It's kinda unclear. Jack starts yelling at Lily that the unicorns are sacred, how dare you touch them, blah 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 blah. Then Lily ends up elsewhere, and Jack meets this elf kinda dude, Honeythorn Gump, and then Gump and his posse decide to help Jack become the surviving unicorn's champion by leading him to some armor that has no pants at all. I mean, I won't presume to know Ridley Scott's sexual preference, but it seems to be Tom Cruise's legs. I can see it, but it's kind of weird. Next, unexplained magical stuff happens, like a swamp monster that's only on screen for 2 minutes, and a faceless black sparkle figure dancing around and eventually morphing into Lily, and one of the Lord of Darkness's minions turns out to be an elf or dwarf or something in disguise, and when the other dwarf guy asks, hey, what happened? The turncoat is like, it doesn't matter, let's move on with the story. So then the Lord of Darkness gets all torn up about Lily and decides he wants to marry her, and he even talks to her and promises to love her, which Lily seems to respond to positively, probably because Jack is a withholding butthat. But then Lily acts like she's all into the Satan knockoff and says she wants to be the one who kills the unicorn. And the Lord is like, that's awesome, honey, you can totally kill the unicorn. There's some big to-do about Gump or Jack having to shoot down Lily with an arrow to keep her from killing the unicorn, but then they ultimately decide against it at the last second, and Lily ends up setting the unicorn free by striking the chain with a sword, because that's how that works too. Then there's a demon battle, and Jack fights the Lord of Darkness and kicks him off into space, somehow, despite the movie implying they're clearly underground. Then Jack and Lily get all flirty, and Gump takes the unicorn horn and shoves it back into place on the male unicorn, which revives him because that's how resurrection works apparently. And the glitter budget for this movie had to be insane. It's like every actor had to go through 40 glitter cannons just to get on set. But overall, nothing about this movie works, and there is no sense to be had. So that's why, instead of my normal type of theory, I want to argue that the Lord of Darkness is actually the better choice for Lily and kind of more the hero of the story. Think about it, Jack won't kiss Lily, he acts all weird about marrying her when she brings it up, and then he starts flipping out on her for touching the unicorn when the touch did nothing. It was the poison goblin arrow that actually hurt the stallion. And you know what? Never once in that movie did they acknowledge that fact. Everyone blames Lily when the unicorn was complicit with that touch. Go back and watch, she didn't reach out and touch the unicorn, she put her hand out and the unicorn unicorn met her halfway. That's consenting adults. And the goblins were gonna get that unicorn no matter what because the unicorns were standing all out in the open. Lily's touch was inconsequential. So Jack is all wishy-washy and borderline verbally abusive. Plus, you can't just go take a pantsless guy home to meet your dad. It's awkward. Then Jack debates whether or not to kill Lily, like snipering his girlfriend is some right he gets to choose. Yeah, he chooses not to kill her, but did this really need to be up for debate? She's not his property, and she was literally just standing there. Then the movie ends with no firm commitment or happily ever after. I mean, Jack just gives Lily back her own ring, which might mean, hey, we're getting married, or, it's been nice knowing you, bye. And if they do get married, where would they live? Lily is some well-off lady, and Jack is a homeless dude in the woods. This couple is already doomed because they're never gonna get on the same page. So really, PSA here, but guys, don't just marry somebody because you think they're equally hot to you, because that's really not a good basis for anything. And sincerely, let's look at this movie from the Lord of Darkness's perspective. Based on implications from the movie, he might be the son of Satan, so here's this prince by his own right, out there running the world as he saw to be a privilege of his birth. Then out comes the light and shoves him underground. That's a hostile takeover right there. If you were running a country and someone came and attacked you with a weapon you couldn't defend against, would you choose to just run away and take it? No. You'd wait and plot and try to find a way to remove your enemy to take over your homeland. Then you send up your 3 best minions to handle the situation for you, and one of them turns out to be a double agent. Ouch, my trust issues. Plus, when the goblins come back and say, well, we killed the male unicorn, the female is powerless, the Lord of Darkness gets very upset by this. After the goblins insist that the female unicorn is powerless and worthless, the Lord says she has the power of creation, so he doesn't devalue women like so many other people in this movie seem to do. Jack. Then there's Lily that shows up in his proximity and he falls in love with her. Not some coy, oh, maybe I like you, maybe I don't crap like Jack is doing. No. The Lord of Darkness is showering Lily with gifts and saying, talk to me, marry me. He offers her a rose, his heart, his soul, his love, just all right there on the table for Lily to have. And does Lily take it? Well, kind of, but only as a trick. So the Lord of Darkness, who's already had everything else go wrong for him, gets shot off into space with a broken heart. I mean, the unicorn is the Lord's enemy, so of course he wants it dead, but he never displays any negative intentions towards Lily. Actually, he seemed very honest and true about falling for Lily and wanting her to be his queen. And then she accepts it just to reject it. Well, I guess you won't be needing this anymore, Lordy. Fatality. So seriously, if we look at this movie from the other side of the mirror, the Lord of Darkness is the victim in every way possible, so of course he's gonna become villainous. He can't help who his father is or how he was born, and he's just doing what comes natural to him, like a cat hunting a mouse. All I'm saying is he shouldn't be demonized just because he's a demon. In fact, the Lord of Darkness proves that demons have feelings too. So let's just end the stereotypes here. Jack was no legendary hero and the Lord of Darkness wasn't a bad guy. He was just making tactical decisions in his kingdom's best interest. And I hope that the Lord can still wear his heart on his sleeve. Don't worry, Lordy, there'll be someone else. Someone better than Lily. She didn't deserve you anyways. I might be overthinking it, but that's literally my job. Before I cut this video off, I would love to know if you guys that have seen Legend have any specific questions about that movie. I don't know if I'll continue talking about it or if I'm even gonna feel qualified to answer any of the questions because it's such a random movie. But I always love feedback and to kind of get an idea of what people are interested in. So do that if you are willing and able. Oh my god, did I really do that? Okay, dummy. Then Lily ends up elsewhere. Jack ends up meeting this elf kind of dude called Honeythorpe Gump. Honeythorn. Jack meets this elf-like dude called Honeythorn Gump. Thorm. Probably because Jack is a withholding butt hat. It looks like it's like every actor had to walk through 40 glitter cannons to get on. It's like everybody had to walk through 40 glitter. But nothing about this movie works, and it makes sense to no end. No! Not some coy, maybe I like you, maybe I don't. And then she accepts it just to reject it. I might be overthinking it, maybe by a lottle. I might be overthinking it, but that's literally my job. I might be overthinking it, but that's literally my job. Well, family members, we're almost done, but I want to invite you to hang out with me in some other places. I'm on Twitter and Instagram as my own personal self, and I have a Facebook page too, but I mostly just post photos over there. And sometimes people say, "Hey McGann, I want to mail you something. How do I do that?" Easy. Just click the About tab on my channel page, and my most current P.O. Box info will be right there. I also run another channel, The Family. It's really a hodgepodge channel where we might post anything. Oh yeah, and I also sell shirts and stickers and stuff with the Family and the Fangirl logos. If that is your cup of tea, I have a link in every description of every video. Finally, if you want to help out the Fangirl channel and make sure I'm putting out video essays for years to come, the best way you can help is by subscribing and watching more of my videos, whether they're new, old, whatever. Maybe even share one or two on social media, help spread the word. People who watch to the end of videos like you helps to tell the site, hey, this is a good video, we should recommend it to other people. So if you made it this far, leave me a comment of something like, hey, I made it to the end. Love ya. See you next time, family members. Bye.